September 21, 2024 will be etched in the annals of Edo State history. The inauguration of Senator Monday Okpebholo, the newly elected governor, marks a crucial moment for the people of Edo State, awakening a new chapter under the banner of the APC. With a resounding mandate from the candidates, Okpebholo promises to deliver on the aspirations of the Edo State people, setting the stage for a future brimming with potentials. The political race was not without its challenges, as the election saw a fierce contest between Okpebholo and his main rival Asue Ighodalo of the PDP. On Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue, we identify with the fact that expectations are actually high as Senator Okpebholo takes over the reins of power in the South states. The people expect a new sheriff in town and his team to hit the ground running. Join us in the next phase of the show as we engage Honorable Freeman Agyedo, Senior Special Assistant to Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, the current Deputy Governor of Edo State. You will do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across various social media platforms. I'm Odiawa AI. Welcome back to the show. The show is Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. I'm Odiawa AI. With me on the show, I have Honorable Freeman Agyedo, Senior Special Assistant to Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, recently elected Deputy Governor. Honorable Freeman, you're welcome to the show. I believe your taste buds are clearly defining the taste of victory, right?
Perhaps.
Oh, it's all right. Obviously.
Victory is smelling everywhere.
It's all right. Okay, moving on. Monday Okpebholo was inaugurated as the governor of Edo State just yesterday, November 12, making an end to the 8-year stint of Godwin Obaseki at the helm of affairs of the South state. Analysts actually believe that the APC's reclamation of the state is a statement, or rather a testament, to the fractured relationship between Philip Shuaibu, who served as Obaseki's deputy, and Oshomele's influence, which actually led to Okpebholo's emergence. Now, in light of Okpebholo's inauguration as the governor, currently as of the chief executive of the state, and the political dynamics that has led to his victory, how do you think the changing relationships among key political figures will actually impact governance and political stability in Edo State over the next 4 years? I'm talking based on hierarchy here now, from Tinubu, who happens to be the father figure of the APC, then Oshomole, the father figure at the state level, and of course, the chief executive, Okpebholo. How will these figures now actually play key roles now in the formation of Edo State under the APC?
Well, as it stands right now, the governor has shown to the people that he is in charge of his government. If you notice, if you have seen, he has appointed his chief prosecutor, he has appointed his secretary to the state government, and to the general and the commissioner for health. And in those appointments, it is clear that Governor Monday Okpebholo is in charge of his government. There is no leader playing any influence in this government as it stands right now. With the appointment, Okpebholo has proven to the people that he is in charge, and everybody will have to adjust to his style of government. What we want, why we rejected the Obaseki's puppets then, was because we were tired of let me use the word e-governance, just electronic governance on paper, governance on newspapers, governance on TV. We want practical governance, and this is what Senator Monday Okpebholo has done, and he has started. As a matter of fact, he has set the ball rolling. He has started working immediately. There is no time for honeymoon. All right. So
Okay.
no political leader is playing any influence here. The guy has proven to be in charge of his government. He has shown the people that he's in charge of his government with his charge of SSG, with his charge of CPS, and all other two key appointees. Okay. So no leader, for my own understanding, is playing any key role here. All what they're doing is to advise him. What he's only doing is to meet them for advice. But of course, the leaders will be needed, but he is in charge of his government.
Okay, you made mention of e-governance in course of talking. Will
Yes.
e-governance now be advantageous or disadvantageous to the people of Edo
Well,
State?
when I say governance, I'm not saying e-governance like electronic governance as it were. What
Okay,
I mean by e-governance, we used to have government who barely does anything, but on paper, on social media, they are the best performing government, right?
okay,
So what
okay,
we've had in the states in the past 8 years is a government who has done nothing but has paid social media influencers, has paid editors to write good stories about it. All right. So we have moved from to practical governance that is going to affect the lives of the people. From his speech yesterday, it clearly shows that if you listen to his speech yesterday, it clearly shows that this guy knows what he wants to do, and he has started almost immediately.
okay,
That is, so when I say e-governance, I don't mean e-governance as it is. I mean fake. Let me use the word fake. It's like when you lay a very bad foundation and give it a clean painting. You are
okay,
deceiving of course you are deceiving the people, but normally you are deceiving yourself. What we have right now is a practical governance, right? Good
okay.
foundation, good building, good painting, everything perfect.
Okay, I think I get the whole
Yeah.
clarification now. Okay, moving on, you will
Yes.
agree that the governance in Edo State has been like a political jigsaw in a shift from
Hmm.
administrations past. It's been from the PDP to the APC and from the APC to the PDP. Now again back
Hmm.
to the APC rather, I beg your pardon. Now, which has
Yes.
actually brought in Okpebholo alongside his deputy Benson Idahosa, who has been described, or both rather have been described as humanitarians serving in active capacity in their constituencies. Now, they both have to up their game to actually ensure that the media expectations of the people who are eager for a quick fix for whatever issues they actually consider crucial. Now, judging from the Obaseki administration, which has actually done its bit despite criticisms from various quarters, what strategies do you believe Okpebholo's administration would actually implement to effectively address pressing concerns faced by the Edo people, such as insecurity, infrastructural challenges, and the need for inclusive governance? You made mention of Freddie Tua, who is, of course, an astute journalist. That was the first move he made. I think coming from the avenue of inclusive governance, you will agree that he has actually taken the first step properly, right?
Yes. Okay, so let me answer this question like this. Most times what we do is if somebody is saying this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to do it. The question you ask is this: how have you been doing it before now? Has he done something similar in his own little capacity before now? Before now, Monday Okpebholo has always been with the people. He has always been an homeboy. He has always been in Isha. He has always been in the Edo State. Like his rival then during the election. Monday knows the people knows him. Before he became a senator at all, when what's it called? We had serious insecurity issue in Isha land. Monday called for a meeting and requested all ASAM people contribute in their own little money to make sure that we are able to curb the issue of insecurity in this land. And what did he do? He led from the front, donated CNRs, donated millions of nairas so that they can get whatever it is they want to get to make sure that they're able to secure their environment. And it worked. Right, so governance is not rocket science. Once you are willing to perform, you will perform. You don't need to plot a graph. You don't need to begin to get a math set and get a compass to see. No, all those ones are those are bagadaba. If you really want to work, you will work. And Monday have proven over time that he is willing. If you are close to him, he's so compassionate. He's somebody who cares about the poor. And even in his speech yesterday during the inauguration, he made mention, he emphasized that is God will make sure they are going to give soft loan to market women. That's one of his campaign promise, and he has emphasized on it again. And he has emphasized on the youth inclusiveness in governance. Of course, you would see the SSG is in his 40s, right? The CPS is in his 40s as well. So this is somebody who wants fresh blood in his governance, in his government, because he knows that he has a lot to do. I mean, knowing fully well that the last administration has failed and why the people rejected the party. So he needs to prove to the people that he truly deserves the votes that they've given to him and the position he's currently occupying. So I can tell you for free, Monday has the strategies, and between now and 1 year, Edo will begin to see reasons. They'll begin to appreciate the votes they gave to Senator Monday Okpebholo.
Okay, moving from what you said now, indeed, from the slogan which has been a mantra for the APC, a new Edo is actually rising. I could take one
A
key
new
phrase.
Edo has risen now.
Okay, I get you, Honorable Freeman. Okay, it therefore means that this inclusive government, one key statement or phrase I can actually take from there is actually that the youths now are going to take active responsibilities or pick up active roles as placed or saddled on them by the governor, right?
That is it. Starting from the deputy governor, just in his 40s, 44. The SSG, it's 44, 45 thereabouts. And like that, this is not the government of the old. It's not as if we're not saying the old cannot contribute. That's true. The general is in his 50s, although experienced, or the attorney general nominee, let me use that one because he has not been cleared. He's in his 50s, though, but experienced, and at least he's still very vibrant. This is government of the youth. The senator has said this several times, that to be a government of the youth.
Okay.
Okay. So everybody will be carried along.
Okay, moving on. There will definitely be dissatisfied factions. Now, the Godwin Obaseki administration, they had actually accused the APC Edo State chapter of planning the inauguration of a new administration without consulting the government and inviting him to the event. This was before the inauguration. What implications do you think this Obaseki's accusations about the APC's inauguration plans without inviting him might have had on the political landscape and governance in Edo State moving forward?
The former governor has a way of whipping sentiment to himself. Unfortunately, is not relevant politically in Edo State. As I speak to you, majority of his followers are already begging quietly. Right, that is one. Secondly, the state government perhaps didn't, or the former state government didn't believe that they were going to lose. Right. Then during the transition committee, we will know what came up. When they drew up a budget for the inauguration of this new government, in Governor Monday Okpebholo's magnanimity, he said we cannot trust Obaseki. If we might give him a budget now the budget, and they inflate it and use it to steal. You can imagine just 2 weeks before the administration, the state about 20-something billion came into the state coffers, only for them to withdraw about 14 billion in 2 weeks. That was that was why the accountant general and some other officers were arrested, and detained. So what Okpebholo did was to sponsor the inauguration from his own pocket. He's not there. He's not in government to make money. He's in government to touch life. So he sponsored it from his pocket. Even Governor Obaseki is saying that he was not invited. If he was invited, would he have come? Governor Obaseki who left Benin at night on Friday by road. Is that the person who wants to be invited? He's just trying to whip up sentiment, trying to make himself look like a victim when he's actually he is a guilty one. So there is no, the statement or whatever it is has no meaning. It is baseless. In fact, it's a war we have walked over it, and Governor Obaseki is gradually becoming a forgotten issue, although it will remain in the negative history of Edo State.
Okay. It therefore means that I picked one word from the sentiment, because might we recall, even before the elections will actually be running, we would recall that even the peace accord agreement was thrown out the window by the PDP.
Yeah, by the PDP, and yet they are claiming they want peace, yet they didn't sign the peace accord. Okay. The speaker was there. The speaker of the National Assembly was there. All members, even PDP members, were there. All local government chairmen who are PDP members were in the inauguration. So actually, how come he's now whipping up sentiment on TV saying they didn't invite him? They already know him. Unfortunately, we use the word on the street. His format has casted. So everybody knows why he does these things. And unfortunately for him, he's no longer working. Just that we're just looking at him like, just keep talking.
Okay, yeah, okay. Let me use your words as they say on the streets now, local parlance now. His format is casted.
Now, the format don't cast.
The format don't cast. That. Yeah, okay. Former non-cast. Okay, quite understandably. Moving forward, he actually dissolved his cabinet now ahead of the November
Yes.
12 swearing in of Okpebholo. Now, the new
Mm,
chief executive of the state, of course, which is Okpebholo, Obaseki
mm,
actually dissolved the cabinet. The motion for the dissolution of the cabinet was moved by Godwin Omobayo, his deputy,
mm,
and was seconded by Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Osilama Okufu. Now, what impact
mm.
do you think this dissolution of the former governor's cabinet will have on the transition of power to the newly sworn-in governor? Are there challenges that might actually arise during this period of change in state leadership, or might I call it a ploy to sabotage peaceful transition of power? Because whether we like it or not, fine, there is still a rift. Was this a political tactic to actually destabilize the Okpebholo administration? Because you made reference to something that he's actually somebody who can actually work. I don't think with what you said now, this particular political tactic can actually destabilize Governor Okpebholo. You will agree, right?
Normally, what Obaseki did is normal. There must be dissolution. He has to dissolve his cabinet because, I mean, even if he doesn't dissolve his cabinet, right? The cabinet stand dissolved on the 12th of November by itself. Yes, the governor, the former governor and his team did everything possible to frustrate the smooth transition of power. Well, the government, I don't know, might have some difficulties because normally when you are transmitting power, you are transmitting information, you're transmitting documents. But unfortunately, the government and the governor and the former governor and his guys were never available. They were running elter skelter. A lot of things we thought was for the government, we finally discovering that it's not for the government. A lot of fraud in the last administration that they tried to cover up, but the time was too short for them, right? But
Yeah.
I can tell you, this current governor is prepared and he has smart individuals around him. They would uncover whatever it is that can be uncoverable. Let me use that word. But the truth is this: the government has started work immediately. We are not going to bother much on Obaseki, of course. If the current governor would probe him, in fact, I would be the happiest person because the massive fraud that happened in Edo State in the past 8 years, in fact, is unprecedented. This guy stole effortlessly without looking back. If not for the fact that the accountant general was arrested, they wanted to make the government dry. Can you imagine a sitting government saying the government that has not been formed is planning to dip hand into the state coffers to collect 3-4 billion naira for inauguration? How would Okpebholo, who is not a governor, have access to the state treasury? So that's where you see how confused they are. But unfortunately, they have become, like I said earlier, they have now become a thing of the past, though Obaseki will forever remain in the evil history of Edo.
Okay, moving on, still on a transition of power. The APC chapter of Edo State, the APC Transition Committee, actually recommended, we're talking about transferring of powers, assets of government to the incoming administration. The Transition Committee actually recommended the institutions of inquiry into the finances of the state under the outgoing administration led by Obaseki. Now, a 25-member committee headed by a former deputy governor, Pius Odubu, noted that the outgoing government didn't provide audited financial statements published or unpublished, just as you said. They were looting the coffers of Edo State dry or milking the coffers dry. Now, the committee also asked the new administration to carry out a complete review or inquiry of the Memoranda of Understanding on the management of the Central Hospital and the Stella Obasanjo Hospital, which OBJ, the former head of state, who happens to be the husband to the late Stella, by the ongoing or outgoing government. It also recommended that all the local and foreign debts incurred by Obaseki must be accounted for, pointing out that even the procurement agency in its reports to the transition committee indicted the government. What are the potential implications for governance and public trust in Edo State if the findings of the Edo State APC Transition Committee led to significant revelations about the financial mismanagement under the previous administration? Because you have made two key statements, the evil history and negative history of Obaseki within Edo State. What are the implications if the revelations are actually correct?
Well, the implication is just that the people of Edo State will now begin to see that Obaseki was just a fraud, right? Like I said earlier, almost all what you said in this question I said earlier, that they couldn't provide any information. For instance, let me give you an instance. During the transition committee meeting, there was a question raised by I mean, from our side. Oh, you guys claim to have internet facilities across the state. Fantastic. Okay, how much are you paying, either monthly, weekly, or yearly? They couldn't give any figure. They couldn't give any figure. Okay, you said, oh, you have this Osiomo power plant that is servicing the state government and all that. Fantastic. How much is the state government paying Osiomo? So that when we come in, we can have a file and say, okay, this is what you are paying. Either we review or we couldn't give a figure. Only for us to find out allegedly that what the state government do, the state government inflates the bill they pay to this Oshioma power plant. Then when they pay, this guy gives kickback. And you can imagine the billions of naira that is being going down almost on monthly basis. Another fraud there is this. This is the I'm not sure it is happening in any state. Edo was the only state who was being governed by consultants. We had civil servants, what's it called, permanent secretary, who reports to consultant that the Obaseki brought to Edo State. Obaseki pays them almost 70 million naira every month for doing nothing. So these are all the fraud that this state government, that this current government will look into and make sure that we get our money back. The implication is just that the people of Edo State will now know that this guy has been a fraud after all. Forget the paintings of these buildings you see and all that, right? It's unfortunate what has happened to Edo, but certainly we'll get over it.
Quite shockingly, these are revelations which are quite jaw-dropping, judging from the figures which have been mentioned, running to tens of billions or hundreds of millions. On a conclusive note, the APC father figure, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has actually extended his heartfelt congratulations to the newly elected governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, on his inauguration as the governor of Edo State, urging Okpebholo to diligently work to enhance the living standards of the people and make significant impact during his tenure. Now, reflecting on the transition, Tinubu actually noted that the 8 years under Obaseki, Edo State was in shambles. Now, in rejoining the ranks of the APC, he emphasized that the importance of Governor Okpebholo is to actually justify the confidence placed in him and the APC while fostering genuine democracy and effective governance within the state. What specific actions do you think Governor Okpebholo will actually take to fulfill President Tinubu's call for enhancing the living standards of the people of Edo State as a new Edo is rising?
As a new Edo has risen, yes.
Okay, thanks for the correction. A new Edo has risen.
The governor said that yesterday. He has said he was going to collaborate with the federal government. Of course, the state government cannot do it on their own. He's going to collaborate with the federal government, collaborate with donor agencies and everybody that matters. Right now, I mean, one of the advantages of having same party in state and the federal is this cordial relationship that goes. It's not like in other PDP, some PDP states don't have it, but we had the governor then, the former governor, who had a very dark heart. That it takes everything so personal and it affects the people of the state. There are things we should gain or we should benefit or we from the federal government that this guy will just lock up, and because he has a partnership with the president, the state government, I mean the state will, while other states are enjoying it, Edo will just be left in the dark. So with this, Okpebholo can meet with the president. Whatever it is that is entitled towards, either grants, loans, whatever it is, Edo State will get from it. It's just to collaborate with the federal government where it seems it has gone beyond its strength. It can then crunch to the federal government and the follow APC government, and they will get it done for him. He said yes, he's going to partner with the federal government majorly, then private investors and every other person that matters. But I can tell you for free, a new Edo has risen, and Edo will begin to smile very soon.
Okay. That was quite extensive, judging from the sound of victory from your voice, Honorable Freeman. I want to say a big
Yeah,
thank you for making our time from even the busy schedule from yesterday's inauguration. Thanks for joining us on the
thank you,
show.
man.
Well, that was Honorable Freeman Agedo, Senior Special Assistant to Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, current Deputy Governor of Edo State. As the people of Edo State switch from the Obaseki chapter to the Okpebholo chapter, rallying around the new governor, holding him accountable while working towards a brighter future for Edo State, we want to believe a new Edo has risen, as Honorable Freeman actually said. The show has Viewpoint, where we discover perspectives and embrace dialogue. I'm Odiawa AI. Thanks for watching.